Hi, Cheesy. How's your energy? Let's talk.
My energy is in shock. Like electric shock my energy like this. But you know what? Let's talk it out. They say Nigeria is blessed with oil and that we are the giant of Africa because of it. But what if I told you that the very first place that gave us that oil was left to rot? What if I told you that the town where Nigeria struck gold in 1956 was abandoned, poisoned, and forgotten? In 1956, Nigeria struck gold, not real gold, oil. And it began in one small town called Oloibiri. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but Oloibiri. Yeah, and today Oloibiri is dying, forgotten, buried under the oil pipelines and broken promises. How did the richest discovery in Nigeria's history become a curse? This is the story of Oloibiri, the ghost town that made Nigeria rich and paid the price. Like they gave Nigeria everything, but got absolutely nothing in return. Anyways, welcome back to Cheesy's Energy Uncovered. I studied sociology and I have decided to uncover stories. Now, if you have gotten to this point in the video, you are definitely family. Please hit the like button, kindly subscribe, and don't forget to leave your comments down the comment section. Now, let's get right into the story. Let's go back to 1956, during the time when the British were still here, the colonial rule. At this time, Nigeria hadn't gotten her independence yet, but companies were already sniffing around for wealth. One of those companies was Shell Sea, a British oil exploration firm. And in the quiet, the swampy land of Oloibiri, a village in today's Bayelsa state, they found it. Crude oil, black gold, the liquid that would change everything. On January 15th, 1956, Shell struck Nigeria's first successful oil well in Oloibiri, and this single discovery will go on to birth the entire oil industry in Nigeria. At first, there was celebration. The locals were excited, they were hopeful. They told them, you'll get good roads, we'll build you schools, we'll build you hospitals, you'll get jobs, your children will never suffer, even you will never suffer. Those promises sounded sweet, but they were all lies. Big, smooth, colonial lies. Oil started flowing, money started pouring in. By the 1970s, Nigeria became a member of OPEC. Billions of dollars were being made. Cities like Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt began to shine. Airports, skyscrapers, luxury estates everywhere. But Oloibiri remained in the mud. Like Oloibiri literally stayed in the mud. No electricity, no clean water, no hospitals, no schools, not even tarred roads. Can you imagine that? You gave birth to the money and yet you died of poverty. The people began to notice. They watched the oil trucks drive in and drive out. Like it was clear to them now, wait, okay, you guys are coming into our town to make this money. Like we can see the revenue, we can see we can see everything moving in and out. Like you guys are coming in to really, to exploit this place. It's clear now. Like it became really clear to the people. Came to their realization that, oh, this is what is going on. They started seeing trucks in and out. They realized, okay, back and forth, the trucks, the pipelines, everything is happening, but we are just here looking, right? We're just here having to suffer. Yet you come in. Imagine, this is so crazy. Imagine being in a place where, okay, imagine being in a home where there's money and you don't have money to feed. You can't even eat. Imagine being in a town, in a room where, okay, there's money, there are like bags of money in this room. But it's there, it's yours, but you can't even touch it. But you just see people walking and you need money, like you are broke as hell. And then you see people coming to take the money and go. You see them coming again, take the money and go. And you're like, you are there and you need money you've not eaten. Can you imagine that? Literally giving birth to the money. And you are right there dying of poverty. They watched Shell lay pipelines through their lands. But they were giving nothing, just pollution in return. Right there in their town, they were laying the pipelines. But they gave them absolutely nothing but pollution. Because in a place where they're trying to extract oil, they're trying to dig, they're trying to struck wells, I mean, a lot of pollution. So imagine being in the space where the money is being made. You are taking all the bullshit, all the dirt, all the pollution, everything is messy in your town. But the whole result, like the money itself that it is producing, you're not getting anything. You are getting absolutely nothing but the actual dirt and pollution in your town. This is a crazy story. One man even said, we gave them oil and they gave us sickness. This is overwhelming me. Like, can you guys imagine this? Can you even imagine this? Like, a man literally made the statement saying that we gave them oil, but they gave us sickness. Like, you guys can imagine a place where they have to dig wells, they have to extract oil. Like, it's going to be very messy. The pollution, the smell, come on. And yet, you leave these people to suffer. Shall una no try, oh. I mean, allegedly, una no try. Because what? What? You see, oil doesn't just bring wealth, it also brings poison. Spills started happening constantly. Oil leaked into their rivers, the air started smelling like gas, fishes were dying, crops stopped growing, people developed skin diseases, women miscarried, children fell sick with no hospitals to treat them. And yet, Shell kept drilling, and the governments kept collecting their share. Haba. The people cried, asked for help, they cried for help. But Nigeria had already moved on from the town that made it rich. And then came the anger. The silence turned into violence. Young people in the Niger Delta began to fight back. Groups like MEND, MEND, the movement of the emancipation of the Niger Delta, were born. They said, you can't take our oil and leave us in the dark. Pipelines were bombed, oil workers were kidnapped, Shell started losing billions. The world took notice, but it was already too late. Oloibiri and the entire Delta had reached a boiling point. This wasn't terrorism, it was desperation. To calm the storm, the government now made more promises. They added the promises that they've made before that they have not fulfilled. They added more. They made more promises. They said, we'll build a memorial, we'll build you a museum, we'll give you this, we'll give you that. Oloibiri will be remembered forever. Empty promises. Like, you build them museums, you build them this one, even build them an ark, Noah. Build them an ark. Or even build them earth. Because how far can these promises even go? How farther can we go with these promises? Now you want to build them a memorial, you want to build them a museum, you want to tell them that Oloibiri will never be forgotten. Meanwhile, you gave promises. You made promises that you build them roads, you would expand their cities, their towns, you would develop their place, their hometown. You develop where they live. You build schools, you build hospitals, provide jobs, you make sure that their children don't suffer. These were the promises they made. But none of it was fulfilled. None of the promises came to pass. None of it was done. And now you've come with the memorial, the museum, the parks, the acts. And it's still going to be the same story. Come on. This story is really, really touching. I'm not even capping. Do you know what it means to build? Let me not use the word build because they didn't necessarily build. Those people came and built and found and took over, right? But do you know what it means to own? Because you can literally own something and not be in charge of it. Do you know what it means to own something that you don't have access to, or you don't have the knowledge of how to refine it and make use of it? It's a really frustrating thing. That's why they say it that knowledge is key. Ignorance is literally a disease. Like illiteracy is a disease. Knowledge is key. If these people understood that this is what we had, oil, it wouldn't have been like this. One Oloibiri man of Bayelsa would have owned Shell by now. It's very weird that we allow them come into our land, refine what we have, and then sell it back to us, the owners. Come on. Have you ever owned a business that you own it, but you buy from it? Even if you buy from your business, you're just buying from it to make sure you are on the right track with your business, right? Not buying from it because you don't have a choice. You buy from your business because you have a goal. You set your goals, you have a plan. You can't be buying from your business on the basis of you don't have a choice. No, that's very ridiculous. You don't have a choice, so you have to buy from your business. How your own business? It's such a frustrating story. Like, I can't even believe this is how we got the oil title, blessed with oil, rich in oil. These people made empty promises, even budgeted billions of naira, But guess what? Nothing happened. Till today, the Oloibiri Oil and Gas Museum is still a dream on paper. An empty land, a faded signboard. According to the report, even Shell was doing PR campaigns everywhere, like they were campaigning, that stuff. But the people said, you came here to exploit us, not build us. You literally came to exploit, not to build. Oloibiri is not just a town, it's a symbol of how Nigeria treats the people who feed it. A reminder that you can be the reason your country is rich and still die poor. We call it oil wealth. But is it really wealth when the people who live on it cannot even drink clean water? When they don't even have access to basic amenities? When they cannot even, live a comfortable life? Like the basic things, they don't even have access to the basic things. Hospitals, schools. I'd really like to visit Oloibiri. I don't know. I'm sure I'm pronouncing it the wrong way. Oloibiri. I don't know, but like, I really wish I could visit that town, right, and see how it is. Because according to the reports, even till date, it's still nothing to write home about. But I'd like to see it. I'd like to really go there and see what it has become. Like, you can really be the reason your country is rich and remain poor. I mean, look at the country in itself. I mean, we all will go to school. You come out of school, you come out in a first class, a second class, whatever you come out in. And regardless of how much job you get, even if you are working, you are the reason you are building somebody's company, or if you work in government, you are building the government, you are building Nigeria. But you're not making what you should be making. If you look at it well, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly how this story feels to me, because you can literally be the reason your country is growing. Look at the youths, look at the people, look at the workers, corporate or whatever it is, especially government workers. You are the reason. You are there to make sure everything is on point. You are there to make sure things are being run smoothly. You are the reason the company is growing. You're the reason the government is growing. You're the reason the funds are being given. But you're not getting nothing. It's like the grants that they keep announcing. Grant this, grant that. You are the reason these grants are there, but you don't get them. It don't get to you. That's exactly how this story feels now. I'm just beginning to relate it to how life is presently in Nigeria, the economy, how bad things have become. Where we are. You can't tell me Nigeria is not making money. We are making money. The country gets money every day. We are very resourceful, right? But the citizens, the masses are not receiving what they should be receiving. They're not getting what they should be getting. And that is what is putting us in this jeopardy from now till whenever. I don't know when Nigeria is going to heal, but this is what has kept us, in shambles. I'm not even capping. That's how Oloibiri felt. A town where money is flowing and coming out from day and night. Like they said, Shell kept drilling their thing, running their pipelines through their lands, even messing up their water. The oil is going into the water. Because see, if you go into where even common palm oil here, when you open it, how it spills and everything, the mess it creates. Now talk of crude oil. You're processing it, you're doing all the movement, you're exporting it, doing this, doing that, digging wells. I even wonder there are going to be people that their houses will be affected. I'm sure there are people that had their houses affected, that they had to even bring down their houses to dig to get the crude oil out. I'm sure there were people like that. So imagine that type of stress. Imagine that type of discomfort and instability. Imagine that type of disorientation, and yet not being able to gain from it. Not being able to see the result of everything that's going on. All you are just getting is the poison, the mess, the sickness, the bad air, the pollution. Come on. This story is really, really is something. And I mean, a lot of people don't know this story. A lot of people don't know how, the oil in Nigeria came about and everything. I mean, we all know it's Delta, Bayelsa, and the likes, all of that. But we didn't really know this true story of how there are people that had to suffer for this. There are people that had to, pay the price literally for us to receive and be called the land of milk and oil. and honey. But oh my god, this story is really touching. It's really sad. I feel for them. Like I can't imagine myself in that position where I own this much, but I'm losing. I'm losing everything. I'm even getting is they're making it worse for me. They're making my living worse. They're making my standard of living worse. Because I mean, you're extracting oil, you're digging wells, the oil is leaking into the rivers, there's no clean water, yet you're not doing anything for them. If you're doing it and then building hospitals where, as the children are getting sick, they're going for treatment and whatnot, would even say, okay, no hospitals, there is no good roads. As you are digging the roads, you're leaving them all messed up. Come on. Ah, this is this is annoying. I mean, it's a really annoying story. It's really not it at all. At all. If this is exactly what happened, I mean, I'm just speaking from the reports, but if this is exactly what happened, then it is a sad one. Oloibiri gave Nigeria its first step to greatness. But what did Nigeria give back? Silence in return. Silence to their problems, to their difficulties, to their disorientation, to their disabilities, to their disstabilities. Without Oloibiri, I don't think Nigeria would have reached that greatness that we have attained. Like Oloibiri literally gave Nigeria its very first step to greatness. They deserved better. They actually deserved better, knowing fully well that, oh, we made it from here. The government is not supposed to have just focused on themselves and forgotten where it all came from. That's what I have to say. There are ghost towns in every country, but Oloibiri is very special. It's a town that still breathes, that still suffers, that still waits. They are still hopeful. I mean, there are still people there. It still exists. I mean, it's a ghost town, but it still exists. It's there. There are people there. And I believe they are still very hopeful that one day, Nigeria will shine their lights a little, even just a little. Maybe one day Nigeria will look back, just maybe. They will finally look back and say thank you. We all should look back and tell Oloibiri, thank you so much for producing this. And not just say it with our mouth. Nigeria needs to say the thank you with doing what needs to be done for Oloibiri. But until then, we will not forget. And I really hope that, most of you who are from Oloibiri, I just want to tell you guys that we see you. You are on top of the map. You are here. You still breathe. Regardless of what you're going through, you are there. We see you. Thank you for what you did, Oloibiri. Thank you for the oil Nigeria has. We thank you. We have Oloibiri to thank for the oil we have. You are seen and you are not forgotten. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this story, and I want you guys to please subscribe and do not forget to leave a comment. Say something. If you are from Oloibiri, say hi. If you're from Oloibiri or not, say hi, and give your comment and say what you think about this whole thing. We just want to hear your opinion. And do not forget, this is Cheesy's Energy Uncovered, where all the mysteries are uncovered. Thank you guys again for watching. Love you guys. See you all on my next episode. Bye.